welcome back. Hope you had a good week. We've got another Rudiments lesson here, and this is where it really starts to pick it up. So everything we've learnt is now going to really bring us to this moment. And I think after this set of Rudiments, we're kind of in a place now where we've got all the basics down pat and we can actually start thinking about all the variations. There's a couple other things for us to learn, but realistically these are the basics and what builds that original 26 rudiments I talked about before Paz expanded it out to 40. So we're looking at double stroke open roll rudiments, which is section C under number 1 in the Paz International Drum Rudiments. Again, if you haven't done the previous lessons, you go back and do them, but just in case, if you've not got the sheets, I will put the link in again on this and you can go to Paz's site and download a PDF and print out these, okay, just so you've got something to read. You can't see it because it's off camera, but I've got a music stand here and that is essentially got these printed out for me to read. So, open roll. Remember we talked about open being quite clear, articulated sounds. And open roll is just right, right, left, left. Evenly done. So you'll start off right, right, left, left. And you'll get faster as you go on. The important bit with the double stroke open rolls is to get them even. This is one of those ones where, again, you can have a hard first hit and a softer second note. They should sound even. A trick I learnt when I was learning this is to actually play soft on the first one and then hard. Okay, it's a weird thing to learn, but it then mentally helps you get these even. Okay, another thing is, as you get faster with this, it goes from being in the wrist to your forearms starting to move up and down a bit as well. Okay, so this is all wrist, and you see now to get faster, I'm moving those forearms a bit up and down. That helps get an even bounce. Because if you do keep it all on the wrist, you'll only get so fast and you can't get any faster. Your wrists just can't literally go any faster than that. Okay? So depending on the speed of this, you may find you move the arms up and down as well as the wrists a bit instead of making it all wrist. Okay? And the important thing with this, remembering right back to the beginning when we learned our grips, don't make this all German grip. Where it is just in the wrists. You will kind of use some of the techniques that you might use in things like the French and the American grips, although you will keep your hands in the German grip position. Okay? But just German grip normally relies a lot on wrist. You will start to move your arms more, which is more like an American grip. You might find your hands turn around a little bit into an American position to get more flick on the fingers. Quite awkward keeping in German like that. Okay, so that is the open stroke roll. I think I've mentioned it many times that some of these sections get really long now. This is another one where it gets really long. So I'm going to split this section into half. So you've got your open stroke roll, which we've just done. We then have 5 stroke rolls, which is right, right, left, left, right. Now you'll notice on the Paz sheets there's like a chevron going to the left above the last note. That is something called an accent, and an accent in music means to play it louder. So a 5 stroke roll as it's written will be right, right, left, left, right, left, 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 right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. Okay? You can hear why you accent it. It changes it dynamically by having having that end bit, gives it that abrupt ending. That's actually very, very important when we're doing this sort of thing, okay? But starting slowly, right, right, left. Make sure you get it even. Okay, so if we do 70 beats per minute. Okay, so each right and then left alternative has its own individual beat, because as it's written it's 1 and, then left is 2 and, then back to the right 3 and. Okay, it's eighth notes and you've got those 2 lines through it, which means an open roll between the 2. Often in drums, especially rudiment work, you will have a number written above, because where you see that you don't actually know how many rolls they're expecting you to fit into that. It sounds different, the number of hits you're trying to fit into the space. So they'll often put a number above it so you know what you're aiming for. Okay, and certainly as you look through section C, which is where we're at now, they start off at 5-stroke rolls after the basic open roll. Goes in 6, 7s, 9s, 10s, 11s, 13s, 15s, 17, which is getting ridiculous by that point. It's very, very fast. So what I recommend with this one is that we do the first 4, the open stroke roll, and then we do 5s, 6s and 7s. Okay, and then from 9s to 17s we'll do in a separate lesson, but to my mind they are just variations of those first ones. Okay, so we'll see what that looks like. But we have our 5-stroke rolls: right, right, left, left, accent, left, left, right, right, accent. Okay, very important that you get that right. Next one, 6-stroke roll. It is double accent, and this is one of those rudiments a lot of drummers certainly used to, and I still hear it from time to time, used to do as a drum fill on the snare drum, because it actually sounds really good. And accents are very, very important drumming, very important, because when you get to a certain level, the thing that will make your drumming sound better, and we'll see this when we get to the drum kit work, the thing that will make it sound better is putting accents, having loud and soft. You can play the same notes on the same drum and make it sound completely different by having accents. Okay, so you know, having a drum beat, you know, doing ba boom 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 ba on the snare drum, great basic drum fill. You still see it a lot in sort of metal music. Okay, but if you add accents to that same thing, you can make it sound different. Doom boom da boom 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 da. Yeah, you can do something like that. It just gives it a completely different sound by having those accents. Okay, so that's where the 6-stroke roll comes in. It is, if we go with the right hand variant first of all, right, left, left, right, right, left. Okay, but on its own like that, it doesn't sound much chop. Where it sounds good is when you add another one straight after it. Okay, so you have, as it's written on the sheet, one set of 6 and then another. And it actually becomes quite hard then to hear where the 1 is, because you're playing the first accent at the end of the first beat and then the next accent at the beginning of the next one. So it kind of blurs and it kind of goes out of the time signature. It is a really, really great rudiment to learn, and a lot of drummers get right into it. And then of course whatever you do with the right, you need to do with the left. So this one is really quite okay, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right. Okay, make sure you come up for those accents. Okay, very, very important. And then obviously whatever you do with the right, do with the left. Okay, very important that you do it both ways. Last one, not an overly exciting roll, the 7-stroke roll, but what I like about it from a teaching point of view is you've got to fit the roll within the beat. Okay, so the way this is written, again, another new convention in musical notation for you at this stage, but you have a little dot next to that first note, and that dot actually means that the note lasts half a beat longer than what's written. Okay, so effectively we've got one and then it is a 16th note, which is a half division of the half division effectively. So if we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1 and up, 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 1. Okay, it just displaces the note by a half of the note that's written. And it's a very common musical convention, putting that note in. And you will see that a lot when we get to the drum kit work. They'll do that to displace the beat. That pushes it out from where you think it's going to land, which is either on the 1 or the and puts it in the E or the R sort of space of the 16th. It is a very, very cool sound on drum kit. Important to learn it here. So really with this, right, left, left, right, right, left, right. Okay, sounds a bit like the 6 in many respects. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. Okay, again, accent on that last beat. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. If we have a click though, that's an important bit with this, is that you are finishing it before you get to the next beat. So, okay, you can go faster on this. Okay, it just is a very, very different sound. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. 1, 2. Okay, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. And it goes the other way, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. This one in some respects is sometimes easier to play because you're just playing doubles and it's easier to accent your right because for most of us it's a natural hand. Okay, so right, right, left, left, right, right, left, all in the beat, and the left comes just before we come back in. So it feels a bit like the 6, but instead of doing accent, accent, it's accent, right, right, left, left. Instead of, okay. So that is effectively a 7-stroke roll. Quite an important roll, especially that dotted note, which displaces it and means the accent comes just before you come back in. That's 6. Okay, very important to get that. So practice those 4 rudiments: the open roll, the 5 strokes, the 6 strokes, and then 7 strokes. And make sure you get them even, get them right, get some speed into them, but start off slow. Initially, double strokes, 5s. Make sure you get the accent louder than the rest of it. Okay. And make sure you do both right hand and left hand leading. Next rudiment lesson we'll look at those longer drum rolls, and really they're very similar. It's about timing, fitting the number of beats in within the space you've got musically between the 2 notes or 3 notes that you're given. So they will sound different, they sound faster, but when you look at how they're written, they look exactly the same in many respects. Okay, hope you found that useful. Have a good week, and I'll see you again next time.